This video from the Innovation Leaders Club will explain how to define the vision of your strategic arenas. After strategic arenas are identified, it is essential to define a vision in order to properly establish their goals and milestones. In order to do so, you will be required to project the business 3 to 10 years into the future to envision its desired state. The Academy works to freely share meeting content discussed during Innovation Leaders Club gatherings. The vision is where you and your team foresee the strategic arena in the future. It requires you to project yourself in the future and imagine the consumer trends and technology evolution that far in time. Let's start with the 3 to 10-year vision. An efficient tool is to set the preliminary vision. These are the significant milestones that the strategic arena needs to reach in the following years. The idea is to define such a vision with a long horizon, let's say 10 years, and break it down into smaller increments such as 5 years of objective and the next 3 years. By doing so, you have a rationale, a final destination to evaluate your program roadmap. Note that the roadmap will be presented in another module. To define each objective with 5 to 6 words, keep it short, unambiguous, and concise. Then quantify your objective in the column on the right. If your vision is simple and clear, you can show this page to someone, they will look at it for 2 minutes, and then they can turn the page over and summarize it. The next element of the vision is the competitive stance. There are different strategies when it comes to the competitive stance. 3 competitive stance strategies are proposed and 1 resulting strategy if none are selected. The first strategy is the innovator. It is a pioneer strategy. The innovator is always first to market with technology or innovation, enjoys a short-term monopoly, but at the expense of high market entry costs and uncertainties. However, note that an organization cannot hold an innovator stance in all strategic arenas. It would be too costly. Usually the organization chooses a few key strategic arenas in which it chooses to be an innovator. Most of the technological startups are applying this strategy since they have nothing to lose and everything to win. The most common stance is the agile follower strategy. It is also known as the second but better, since the follower has the opportunity to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of the innovators and address them. As a matter of fact, the imitation strategy targets directly the succession of pioneers, but imitating isn't truly an innovation. A good agile follower will induce its own twist to differentiate its offer. Since there are already users, the follower can have an innovative development that is better user-oriented, further than the already introduced innovations. Apple or Toyota products are a good example of a second but better approach. Nonetheless, there is a difference between the early and the late followers. The early followers are proactive in the sense that they were probably already developing the innovation when the innovators launched it. They can use the delay between the innovator launch and theirs to refine their offering with the observation of the innovator's offering. This proactiveness allows them to be fast. However, a late follower reacts to the launch of an offering to initiate the development, which makes him somewhat late. These various competitive stance strategies can be represented on a matrix, where the horizontal axis is the proactive versus the reactive approach, while on the vertical axis is the importance of innovation for the organization and the innovator adopts a proactive strategy and innovation is crucial. As the industry prospector, values being first in with innovations and technologies, and responds rapidly to early signals pointing to new opportunities. On the other side, the agile follower adopts a reactive approach towards innovation, but innovation is still critical. The agile followers are analyzers or second but better. They carefully monitor the actions of competitors, and they move quickly to copy and enhance an innovator's offer. Then there are those for whom innovation has minimal importance. Those that are still proactive are called defender. They attempt to maintain a secured position or a niche in a stable area, and they do everything to protect their domain by offering higher quality or lower prices. The last approach is a residual strategy, in the sense that no one chooses to be a reactor. It is the strategy by default due to a lack of choice of another strategy. Those falling into this strategy are not aggressively maintaining established offers and markets. They respond to competitive offerings only when they are forced to by competitors or external forces. In the end, it is an inconsistent strategy. Except for the reactive strategy, there is no strong evidence that innovator, fast follower, or niche works best. It depends on many factors, your strengths and the strategy of your competitors. If your competitors are all reactors and defenders in the targeted strategic arena, it could be interesting to adopt an opposite strategy and be the innovator. On the contrary, if most of them are innovators, you could have a lot of advantage as an agile follower. The following tool helps to visualize within competitive stance strategy to adopt, but do the assessment and select a strategy. Don't drift. Depending on the strategy selected, it will affect your attack plan. For the innovator who values being first in with innovations and technologies, it means that they will develop its core competencies around technology, IP, and technological skills. Excel at anticipating market trends by engaging heavily in voice of customer research to identify unmet needs, such as lead users, ethnography, and others. Make substantial risky investments in innovations such as internal developments, joint ventures, and acquisitions. And also, undertake leading-edge and sometimes fundamental research, often with universities and labs, and engage in open innovation to always have the cutting-edge technology. The main advantages are first-mover advantage and possibly the chance of imposing its design. It can ultimately lead to the dominant design, which means any competitor will try to copy the innovator's design. Higher margins if everything works out as planned. On the other hand, the disadvantages are high risk taken with the chance of losing part or all the investments made in a given development. Leading-edge work is challenging since you usually must educate the masses. The agile follower will have a different attack plan since their approach is to carefully monitor actions of competitors and by moving quickly, try to bring a superior offer to the market with more cost-efficient or better features and user benefits. It is the most popular strategy due to its investing in known market opportunities. The core competencies to develop are engineering, development, and applications. Of course, monitoring the market environment to identify and qualify emerging markets and needs created by others is also part of the competencies to develop. And it is done by using the voice of customer to uncover potential weaknesses and dissatisfactions with innovators' offers. The agile follower will also make substantial investments, but not as high risk as innovators. It is the main advantage of being an agile follower, innovating with lower risk. However, the disadvantages are it needs a very good market reading, which is something challenging in B2B markets, and it requires a swift development process. The defender will put little emphasis on innovation as a leading edge to their business strategy, but still develop innovations and markets. They will locate and maintain a secure position in a relatively stable market or area. Also, they will look to maintain their position by providing higher quality, better service, or lower prices. However, with increasing innovation pressure, it is declining in popularity as a strategy. It is very unlikely for an organization having selected a promising strategic arena to adopt this competitive stance strategy. However, it is most likely to be on current strategic arenas which were not selected as part of the proactive innovation strategy. The reactor will not be addressed here since it is irrelevant. You have defined a proactive innovation strategy. Then you can envision the future one. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new videos on innovation management practices discussed during the Innovation Leaders Club meetings. You may also get access to free content covered in the video in the link in the description below.